Hello everybody and welcome to my Heirloom Organic Vegetable Garden series for September the 7th, and big day today. It's beet day, but I'll give you a rundown of what's happening here. Corn, I had some corn 2 nights ago. I'd say it's about 7 days away. It's very, very close to being done. Last night I I cooked up some of this zucchini spaghetti squash hybrid thing that I mistakenly bred last year. And I cooked it last night in the oven. Cooked it exactly the same as I would cook spaghetti squash. I think it was too young. It wasn't cured enough. It was very, very wet. A lot of moisture inside. But it was basically, I cooked one up about this size. And it was... the seeds in it were like the seed mass inside was like spaghetti squash, but the meat of the vegetable was sort of a cross between zucchini and spaghetti squash. I don't know. I used the fork after I baked it to scrape it out. Some of it went into a spaghetti squash stringy, some of it didn't, some of it was just mushy. But one thing that was really strange is when it was cooking, it smelled like I was roasting butter in the kitchen. So, I don't know what I came up with. I don't know if it's going to last. It it doesn't feel like it's something that would last. Like zucchini goes rotten if it sits out too long, where spaghetti squash, you actually cure it and the outside of it gets hard and, it lasts a long time. But, you can get it like a 6 weeks minimum at room temperature. So I don't know what these are going to be like. I know, but it was tasty. I ate it. It was good. All right, so my carrots here, my dragon carrots, they're going to be the next thing I'm taking out. But today I'm attacking the whole row of beets because I've got to get my beet top replenished in the freezer, and that is top priority. I'm going to have way more beets than I can eat, but I want to get the tops off. They're so beautiful. Look at these. Like, they're absolutely just gorgeous beet tops. Like, no deformity looking to them, no bugs. It's going to be interesting what I end up getting out of this. It looks like a huge harvest of beet tops, but based on my previous experience with beets, you can have this many tops and be lucky to get 30 pounds. Now my tomatoes, they're finally starting to turn red, guys. Finally, I don't believe it. They're slow, but I'm not ready to do a big tomato harvest and freeze them all up and that kind of thing yet. So I don't care if it's taking a little longer for those. They should be actually really tasty. The fact that they're taking so long to ripen. Take a look. Like, there's some nice tomatoes. Like, that one could come off. I'm not touching the tomatoes today, but there's a lot of tomatoes inside the plant. It's crazy actually. But I'm not ready to pull anything off. But there's tomatoes appearing that are, they're getting red. They're not really, really red, but they're getting there. I'll be attacking them soon. Now my pepper plants, absolute failure. I can't believe how pathetic these are. They didn't like this summer at all. I was getting so cocky with pepper plants. 2012, I had that harvest that was just mind-blowing, and which I'm still eating cayenne peppers and the Bulgarian hot peppers. I still got those. Still got a little bit of jalapenos left. That's how many peppers I had from that year. So it's it's like it was beginner's luck on that one. Parsnip situation. They are growing. I don't know what we're going to end up getting out of these things. They are a healthy looking plant, but I just don't know what we're going to end up getting. They're so small for this time of year. They do have another 2 more months of growing, so who knows what I'm going to get. Snap peas, really bad. Oh, and by the way, guys, Incredible Seeds finally got back to me, and actually it was because of Alan sending a message to him that he checked and dug into things. He said that he never got my email, which is possible, but I did submit it through the website. I didn't actually email him directly. I did it through his contact page, which I can't see why it would get stuck in the spam filter coming from his own website. But there's basically that and that are the only ones that came through. So I'm going to leave them, and I'm going for the seed on these ones. He said that he's sending me a bunch of seeds. Colorful carrots, massive amount of them. I'm blown away by this carrot patch. That is a crazy growth of carrots. It's crazy. And they're a decent sized carrot. All right, I just tried pulling the carrot out. I'm gonna have to do these with a shovel. They won't even come out. The ground actually is a little bit dry right now too. I was hoping to pull one out to show you guys. It's a big carrot patch. I should get a good haul of carrots off of it. This is probably the healthiest row or healthiest bed of carrots that I've ever grown. I'm really happy with it. Now I've got I think a moth problem, because I forget what the bug is that turns into white moths, but that's what's killing my rutabaga. There's one flying around right now. The other day I noticed a whole bunch of them flying around, and I know that that's not good, and I can tell by the way they're not doing too well. It's in rough shape. Plus, I've got some rot happening. Something went wrong this year. The bug or something took them out, and it's really a shame, because this year I really put the extra effort in and separated or thinned them out, and so the plants had lots of room to grow. And ironically, it's going to be my worst year, because usually I wait till they grow up and they're so tight, and I'm thinning them late in the game. And this year I was on the ball and I dropped the ball, or Mother Nature did. But I'm going to get on to my beet harvest here, because I spent yesterday getting everything ready, washing everything up, and had to sterilize my wheelbarrows, because we've been using them for manure. So I've got to load all of this into the wheelbarrows, take them up to the deck, and we're going to clean the leaves off, and I'll give you a shot of my processing. Well, let's see what we got here. They look pretty big. Holy mackerel. Look at the size of these beets. That's crazy. I got way too many beets, guys. And the nice thing about these beets is big like this makes no difference. Small or big, they have the exact same taste to them. They're a sweet, tender beet. They just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and as you can see, these are massive. So what I've done, like I said, I washed everything yesterday. I sterilized them. Believe me, I'm not going to put my food in a manure wheelbarrow. So the whole idea here is to not get dirt on the tops, so that they stay as clean as possible. It just makes it a lot easier processing. Oh, there's a little one. Oh, there are some little ones. And I didn't thin these beets out. I just let them go. Because I thought to myself, I know I'm going to grow more than I can eat, so I thought, why waste my effort? And this way it gives me more tops. Because even though I've got, some small beets, they've still got good tops to them. So this is going to be interesting what I end up pulling out of this. I know one thing, I got way more beets than I can eat. So I'm going to be probably chopping them up here. And not probably, I will be chopping them up and feeding them to the ducks. Whatever I don't eat. Look at the size of them, they're like sweet potatoes. They're big. Now that's a beet harvest, guys. And I've still got a quarter of a row down there to pull. Now we'll take them out to the deck. I'll show you how I process them to save the tops, because the tops are, well, actually my favorite part is the top. The bottom, I like beet bottoms, I should beet root, but I really like the tops for a lot of things. I like them fried with garlic and butter. I like them in my lasagna. I like them in my quiche. Duck egg quiche with beet tops is awesome. It's a really strong spinach taste. It doesn't lose, it's, like when you cook with spinach, it's really mild. You lose that sharpness. Beet tops, you don't. They're mind-blowing. I love them. So we'll get up to the deck, get these wheelbarrows emptied, and come down and get the last row, and then fire up the barbecue to start blanching in this 40-degree heat. It is unbelievably hot. It feels like I'm in the rainforest. It's so hot and humid right now. 47.3 on the back deck, where I'm working processing the beets right now. That's got to be the hottest day this summer so far. Today's supposed to be the last day of the heat warning though. What I'm doing here in this scorching heat is I've got the wheelbarrows over here now. I've got the kiddie pool. This is not the kiddie pool that the ducks use. This is one I have specifically for food. Plus I washed it anyways yesterday, so I store it in the back shed, but it has never had a duck in it. So just to let you guys know, this is a different kiddie pool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim the leaf off the beets. Going to put it in here. I'm going to get it, the two wheelbarrows done. Go down and get the last wheelbarrow. Load all the leaf in here, fill it with water, rinse them, and get them cleaned off. They shouldn't be too dirty because they didn't touch the ground, but I just like to give them a quick rinse. Then we're going to start the blanching process. Alright, so this is how I process my beets. It's pretty simple. I found that this is the fastest way. Just a pair of scissors, chop the leaf off the end of the stems. Now, I used to chop it off in the kitchen, the whole stem off and then clean them. I find it just created too much work, and this is actually the fastest I've found to do it. And then you just cut the top off. You don't want to cut too much off because we're going to be processing these later. But I used to chop way too much off. It was, I didn't know what I was doing actually. But this is how I fine-tuned it now. And this is the fastest way. And then once I get them all chopped off, I'll drag the kiddie pool onto the deck, fill it with water so that they get a rinse. And then we'll get happening here on the blanch. And it's always deceiving. You'll fill the kiddie pool up thinking that you got, just tons of leaf. And then once you process it and you find out, oh, I've only got like very little. It's, you don't get a lot. So these are my two biggest beets. The one in the center is basically the size you get at the grocery store and what you normally would grow. And look at the size of those two. Down to my last wheelbarrow load. I've got a good haul. I gotta hurry up though because we've got some thunder showers coming. I can hear them off on the horizon. So I've got to get this done and at least get them soaking before the rain starts. Don't know if I'm gonna get them blanched because it's getting pretty dark. Shouldn't have done this in the heat today. Oh man, I'm wiped out. I actually had to put clothes on, hat on. The sun was overheating me here big time. Got it done. I got a good pile of beet tops. I don't know, probably 50, maybe 60 pounds there. I don't know. We'll see. It's deceiving with this stuff until you get it done, packaged up, and see what the final outcome is. So I'm going to fill this up with water so they don't get all shriveled up and stay nice and crispy. And then I'm going to weigh the pails. I got 5 gallon, 20 liter pails of beets. It's going to be interesting what they weigh. Well, it's too windy now on the back deck to light the barbecue to do any blanching. I would just waste a ton of propane, and the barbecue doesn't work worth crap once you take all the guts out of it and put the steel plates in to rest the pots on. The wind really plays havoc on it, so can't blanch today. But I'm going to weigh this and see what we got. All right, so I've zeroed the scale. All right, let's see what this first pail weighs. 28.4. Yes, Doug, I know you're going to help me, aren't you? 26.4. 28.4. 28.8. Well, this is a lot of beets, guys. It's a ridiculous amount of beets, actually. 27.2. We're talking like, quickly at the top of my head here, about 124 pounds. That's a whack of beets, considering how many seeds I put in. Plus, we've got the beet tops, which I'm thinking probably 35 pounds of beet tops processed. So the plan of action is tomorrow I'm going to blanch the tops. And then I'm going to get ready to start processing these, and I'm not going to process 120 pounds of beetroot because I just don't need that much. It take me 3 years to eat that. Which, the way my garden goes, it wouldn't be a bad idea to make sure I'd back up. But I'm gonna process a bunch of it, but not all of it. But right now I got to go and do a little stake out with the ducks because they're in the perfect position for Mr. Coyote to visit. That's a good whack of leaf. I'm really curious on what I got there. It's going to be interesting. I'm not going to... I'll say 30 pounds. I think I got 30 pounds of finished processed in bags. We'll see how close my guess is. It's time to process the beet tops. And believe it or not, guys, I had to go to this YouTube channel. I'll put the link below to remember how to process the beets. I couldn't believe it. I totally forgot my process on how I did this. So there's this channel on YouTube that's done this before, so I'll put the link below to the video that he did it, which I had to use as a refresher on how I'm going to do it today. So the deal is, I've got the barbecue converted over. It's I'm getting the water heated up here right now. We're probably about 15 minutes away from that. I'm not bothered filling the cooling station down yet because there's no use. We're not ready. And these are the drip trays, where we put the beets after we go through the 2-minute blanch, let them drip, and then I'm gonna pile them in here until I get a big pile, and then I'll process them, or not process, but package them, I should say, into 1 pound Ziploc bags. And I've got the scale right there, and I've got the Ziploc bags inside, which I'm hoping I have enough. I didn't buy another box, and it's I'm hoping. I don't know how it's gonna go. I think I've got about 40 bags in the house, so I'm hoping that I have enough bags. But the beet tops are absolutely, they're so nice and dark green. They're really beautiful tops. Like, that is a whack of tops. I got a hunch it's going to take me, I'm thinking, probably, I think about 2.5 hours to do this. That's a guess. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. And this is the exact process that I do many times over and over and over. Now it's 2 minutes on the timer. You've got they really collapse a lot. You'll see the amount that I pile in here and what we just have here. But this makes it so much better for freezing. But you can't freeze the leaf without doing this. And this is the cooling tub of water, which has a garden hose continuously running, so you have cool water. And a nice another big batch. And 2 minutes. Now over here I've got this is from the previous batch. We go into the next draining tray. It's a very simple process, actually. And we let them sit, and we wait for the next bunch. So we let them sit here and drip. They go into this, drip a little longer, and then I pile them into here. When I get this full, then I'll bag them in 1 pound bags. 2 3/4 hours it took me to blanch all of that. So now I'm going to package it up in 1 pound bags, and we'll see how much weight 5-foot kiddie pool full of beet tops off of roughly, what, I think about 130 pounds of beetroot. It's going to be interesting what the final tally is here. Grand total, 33 pounds of beet top. So I think it was around, just around 130 pounds of bottoms. So that's, roughly about 25%. So that's not a bad haul. I'm happy. That's a good haul, actually. So that's a good supply of beet tops for lasagnas, quiches, and I just like frying them up, actually. My favorite way of eating it, I shouldn't say my favorite, is that there is 3 different ways of eating it that I like. And that's in lasagna, in duck egg quiche, and I love it fried in butter and garlic. That is so tasty, and that's actually what I'm going to have tonight, is butter and garlic fried beet tops. So that's it. I'm happy. It's a good haul. Now I gotta go feed my ducks. You guys have no idea how tasty this is. There's about a tablespoon of chopped garlic, maybe about a teaspoon of duck fat, and about 2 tablespoons of, about 4 tablespoons of butter. You pre-fry the garlic in the butter and duck fat. Get it nice and hot. Throw the fresh chopped. I always chop it up so it's easier to mix up. Beet tops, and cook on a high heat. Get rid of the moisture, and then chow down. This is so tasty. Oh, guys, it's like, I like to refer to it as spinach on steroids. It's that strong, the flavor.